Hello Bike Nation! In today's video we are going to take a bike tour around the University of São Paulo, or simply USP, the best university in Latin America according to Times Higher Education. So please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. An interesting history fact is that this university was created in the 30s after the state of São Paulo lost a civil war against the federal government that was ruling without a constitution. So it was decided that if São Paulo couldn't fix the country by force, it would do so intellectually. Nevertheless, this is our first stop, the Brasiliana Library. It has this reflecting pool and it holds a bookshelf, a cafe, the Institute for Brazilian Studies, an amphitheater, and the library itself on my right. I love to cross this open atrium with my bike. Now I will take you to the History and Geography building. The students there throw the best parties of the campus. But the architecture of the place is amazing by itself. This staircase is a piece of art. And they have this indoor garden. And also the ceiling has this lighting feature that is quite interesting. I mean, they have an indoor bike parking, and the students always hang these protest banners all over the place. Another interesting history fact is that the core of the university wasn't always located here. In fact, the USP administration wanted to abandon the city center and come to this campus since its foundation, but they only did so more effectively after the Maria Antonia battle, when students from USP and Mackenzie Presbyterian University, both in favor and against the military dictatorship, fought each other in the middle of the Maria Antonia Street, which is located in one of the most luxurious neighborhoods in the entire city. Now, this brutalist building in front of me is the School of Architecture and Urbanism designed by Villanova Artigas. It also has an open atrium. This is definitely my favorite USP building. This hole on my left is filled with water for the freshmen to take a bath when they first arrive, a baptism ritual which is older than the building on my right. And speaking about the freshmen, there they are building something out of wood. That's nice. In front of me is the Institute of Mathematics and Statistics. It's a nice place. I like to hang out here sometimes. I recently discovered that this sculpture in the middle of the square is made of recycled material. Oh look, a vintage Volkswagen Beetle, the best car ever. Okay, on my right side is the Institute of Astronomy and Geophysics, and on my left side is the Institute of Physics. I know they got a particle accelerator called Pelletron, and I love their logo. We can see it in front of their facade. Right there. There it is. It looks like an atom. A third interesting history fact is that the Polytechnic School of Engineering, the School of Medicine, and the Law School, among other institutes, are much older than the university. They were merged together to found the USP. The law school was actually founded in 1827, and it's the oldest law school in Brazil. This statue is an homage to Ramos de Azevedo, who is this guy seated in the front part of the statue. He was responsible for the construction of the most iconic late 19th century and early 20th century buildings in the city of São Paulo. I will make a bike tour dedicated to him someday. This monument wasn't always located here. It used to be placed next to the Luz station, which is about 10 kilometers or 7 miles from here. But it was disassembled and reassembled here to be next to this flying saucer-like building, which is the Polytechnic School, because Ramos de Azevedo was one of its professors. The University of São Paulo has about 100,000 undergrads and graduate students, about 7,000 professors, and the best school of dentistry in the world. If I were an international student, I would consider spending some time here. This building in front of me is the School of Economics, Administration and Accounting. It is the fanciest building in the campus. Now, on my right is the School of Communication and Arts, where Marcelo Rubens Paiva from I'm Still Here studied. This pathway will take me to the Central Administration Building, which is this one on my right, and to the Clock Square straight ahead. The landscape of this plaza is divided in 6 parts, each one of them representing a different biome of the Brazilian flora. And the main feature of this square is that clock tower right there. It was designed by Rino Levi and Elizabeth Nobling. This tower is taller than Christ the Redeemer in real. Each panel on this facade represents a different subject of the realm of fantasy, such as poetry, economics, visual arts, and philosophy, for example. Those kids are playing baseball. That's very unusual in Brazil. This other side represents the realm of reality, with subjects such as astronomy, chemistry, and stuff like that. The next building on my left is kind of an art lab, I guess. In the sequence, we are gonna take this pathway which links all the dorms to the central restaurant. This dorm here is under maintenance. And now I will take you to the sports center. But first, let me tell you another curious fact. 14 of the 45 Brazilian presidents studied at USP, so your chance of becoming president of Brazil increases exponentially if you study here. This is the stadium, by the way. The sports center was built in the 70s to host the Pan American Games, but because of a epidemic of meningitis in the city, they decided that the games wouldn't be placed here. But the infrastructure is here anyway, and the university take advantage of it. This is the velodrome. Students used to throw parties here too, but now it's not used. And it doesn't fit the modern standards for the sport anymore. Now on my right side we have the rowing center, where people use their boats. And there are some capybaras in this garden. Let me see if you can find them. There they are. I don't know if you can see them. Those little brown dots. There are more up there. If you love capybaras, you should come here. Now I will take you to the dorms again. The buildings here were inspired by the Unité d'Habitation made by Le Corbusier in France. And that's it. That's the University of São Paulo. I showed you only a fraction of the campus, which is much bigger than this. And I think they have a movie theater around here. I know they don't charge anything to watch movies, but I don't know precisely where it is. Well, if I forgot to mention something important or show something important, or if you ever studied here, let me know in the comment section. That's it. Goodbye. Get out of here. Bye.